Hello, BookTube, and hello, Sunday. It's sort of a nice, cool day outside, but it's very sweltering in here. I've been moving stuff around. I have a project that I'm doing is moving boxes and resetting stuff, and then behind these bookcases. This sort of separates the room in half, and I've got space on the other side that I can put up some other bookcases, but there's boxes of journals, book journals that I have to move, and I've just been putting it off because of the long COVID and the ability to sort of have strength enough to do it because I have to do all this in one day, or at least the preparation to get the bookcases up because if I don't, then I'll be in my chair sleeping, or well, trying to sleep, I should say, because I won't be able to have my bed. But anyway, I thought I'd come on with a video because I've moved stuff around. I found sort of a pile of books here, there, and everywhere. There's a couple I can't find, and I'll explain in a moment. But this is sort of screw ups of our friendly neighborhoods online booksellers. Earlier this year, like most of this, I think was earlier this year. It's several months ago that I had ordered. Uh, I had found that there was a newer publication of a collection of George Orwell writings that was newly edited by D.J. Taylor and put out by Flame Tree Publishing, which is sort of an interesting publisher. They do hardcovers. They're kind of gaudy. I don't really care for the look of them so much, but they got some interesting titles. They've got about four or five collections of ghost stories, and they've even got one, I think, that's Ghost Pirates. So I'm definitely interested in that one. But I was interested definitely in the George Orwell one. So I ordered it from our friendly neighborhood Amazon. And what I was sent was the Divine Comedy Inferno, Purgatorio, Paradiso by Dante Alighieri, illustrated by Gustave Doré. And one of them is sort of embossed, it's raised on the cover. And as I say, it's a bit plasticky and yeah, it's too gaudy for me. But and it's got all the illustrations, so they're not bad. They're a bit dark. Paper's not the best, but I already have a nice big volume of this. So, well, I don't need it. I wanted the George Orwell hardcover because it was on sale. It was a good price. So I called up Amazon and they apologized and says, "Well, there's no need to send this one back because of my health issues and that I can't get out. They will send the correct book." So in due course, in a day or 2 days, I was sent a book, and again, yeah, you guessed it. It was the Divine Comedy again. That's one of the other copies I can't find. It's around here somewhere. So yeah, and they said, "Oh well, they'll send," and I said, "Forget it. Uh, I'll go elsewhere that I know. I just don't want the aggravation. I have yet to go elsewhere because the price was so good. I guess I could have tried again, but I didn't have faith. Around that time too, there was a say. Well, you know how Amazon drops their prices for things, and there was this one book that went. I don't know what the original price, but like £1.32. So I thought, yeah, I'll have that hardcover. It's a Bram Stoker novel called "The Jewel of Seven Stars." It's by a publisher that's defunct now, I believe. It's called Desert Island Books, or Desert Island. Yeah, Desert Island Books, and they did a series of Desert Island Dracula. Or was it Desert Island Dracula? Sorry, I'm just yeah, because and then they were publishing, republishing several of the novels. They've listed here Dracula, Jewel of the Seven Stars, Lady of the Shroud, and the Lair of the White Worm. And then there's like a number of studies of Dracula. I've got a few of them. And I sort of been collecting them, but I arrived a little too late because the publisher had gone out of business, and some of them are very pricey now. But I keep an eye out, and over the years I've gotten a few things. So when this was, well, I'll get the rambling done. But when I saw it for $132 for a hardcover, I thought, fabulous! I'll order it, and it came, but it's a paperback print on demand. Okay, it is the correct title, unlike the Orwell to Dante. Okay, but that's not what I ordered again. So I called them up. They're very apologetic. They said they'll get one out immediately, and correct, it'll be a hardcover, and they sent me another paperback. So I contacted them again, and I said clearly, put a note that if all they have is paperback, do not send it because it's a waste of your time, my time. So they said, yeah. They said it'll be correct this time, and I think you're sort of getting the measure of this and a theme going through this. And so they sent me another one, and yes, it was another paperback. They're all print on demand, printed by Amazon. So I called them up again, and they said, well, they'll refund my money. Well, a whole £1.32. Whoopee. Okay, so I don't have, but I love the spelling mistake that's on the back. Dr. Clive Leatherdale is an international authority on Dracula. If you can see that. International authority on Dracula. Not Dracula, but Dracula. Whole new area of study. So anyway, so that was it. I have not pursued a hardcover of that at the moment. I just can't be bothered. I think it's too expensive as well. So again, later at some point, because I'm doing the Isaac Asimov, the Future History project later this year. It's a if you haven't sort of been watching my videos, it's a project to read through Isaac Asimov's future history novels. That includes the robot novels and Foundation novels and the Empire novel. Well, the robot, Empire, and Foundation novels in chronological order of the storyline, but also to add in all the supplementary material, meaning non-Asimov written material. So that doubles or more than doubles the number of books to read. So we're doing this, and there will be several booktubers of us doing this, and several people have been interested in doing the read along as well. It starts in December. I'll leave my email below if anybody wants to participate in this, and I can send them, or at least if they want to see the list that I got, the reading list. And we'll start in December, and it'll be going a long way into 2022, I think. But anyway, because of that, I have read in the past the autobiographies of Asimov, and I love them. And I know I did know that there is a newer in the sense of it's probably almost 20 years old now, but the Janet Asimov, his widow, put out another book that is somewhat excerpts from the three previous autobiographies, but with some new stuff as well, sort of leading up to his death and some sort of last moments and aftermath as well. So I knew this was done, so I thought, well, again, Amazon had a pretty good price on the hardcovers, so I thought, yeah, I'll order this again. Thinking that I'll just add this to it, and wait till I finally get on my Asimov autobiographies, which will be coming hopefully in mid-September or so, mid to late September. Stuff that's been sitting for quite a while in Canada. But anyway, so I ordered this cheap, and I'm sure you can guess what's happening here. And Amazon sent me a print-on-demand paperback. Yep, paperback book. Paperback. Okay, so I called them up and said this. So they apologized again, and they said they'll send out another one, and you guessed it, another paperback came. That's one that I can't find. The second Amazon one I can't find. So 2 paperbacks coming, and then they were saying, "Oh no, we can send it again, and we'll get it correct." And I just said, "No, forget it. Refund the money, and I'll go elsewhere." So I spent a little time looking around, and I noticed the Book Depository was selling a hardcover. And I found it on ABE Books, and it was fairly good price again. But then I went on to their website, and it was more money. And then I went on to Amazon to see if they were selling it as third party, and it wasn't at that time there. So I ordered it through ABE Books. New copy, hardcover. I stress the term hardcover because I even messaged them, well, actually my thumbs on my phone, a little message asking, can you confirm that this is a hardcover? Yes, they said it is a hardcover, and it'll ship in 2 to 3 days. Okay, so I order it. About a week later it came, and you guessed it, another paperback. So I contacted the Book Depository. They were very apologetic, and they said, there must have been a mix-up in the location in their warehouse. So they will correct that and send me the correct one. So in due course, you guessed it again, another paperback came. So I now have 4 copies of this paperback book. Okay, I still wanted a hardcover, so at that time I did look around, and then I did. I missed it the first time listed, or something, or somebody just listed a new one. And there was a really cheap one. It was an American seller, but it was really cheap. It was like about £8, I think, if I remember right, for a hardcover. From the States. So again, I messaged him and said the problems that I had, and he said, "No, this is definitely hardcover. It's not print on demand." And so I ordered it, and in due course it came, and it is indeed a hardcover. And it's not print on demand. It's got a bit of spotting. It actually looks like it could be blood or something on the front page ed, but oh well. And the interesting thing is, it's got a photocopy of a review of the book from 2000. And allow me to flatten this out. May 19th, 2002, from the Sunday Oregonian, and it was done by George W. Early, who was a prolific science fiction book reviewer. Into fandom and so forth. He died, actually, I think, late last year in 2021. And actually, I've got a couple of his books that were in his library, so that's kind of interesting. But anyway, so I do have a hardcover. But now I have... There's one missing here, obviously, of the paperbacks. Oh. Paperback Isaac Asimov. So there's 4 of those. I'll probably wind up keeping 1, and 3 of the Bram Stoker. So if anybody, I think I'd have to stipulate that they'd have to be in the UK, because postage to anywhere else will be very, very pricey. Possibly Ireland, but And I suppose maybe I don't know. I'd have to check. Like if for the U.S. it would cost probably £20 to send one book, and you can buy cheaper than that. But anyway, if anybody wants a copy, there's 3 copies of the Isaac Asimov. It's been a good life to go because I'll probably wind up keeping one of the paperbacks. And I'll keep one of the Bram Stoker's The Jewel of the Seven Stars. One's going to a friend, so there's one of those to grab. And there will be 2 of these. Flame Tree Publishing, Dante's The Divine Comedy. If anybody wants it, I'll leave, as I say, I'll leave my email down in the description below here. And yeah, email me if you're interested. If you're interested in the book, or email me regarding the Future History Project, or if you've got some books that you don't want and you would like to donate them to me, I'm more than happy to receive books. I have been receiving some books. And science fiction magazines. So if you have some that you're happy to part with, they will come to a good home. Obviously, just not anything, because I am limited space, so it has to be stuff that is in my interest. But anything science fiction, African history, film, anything like that, any of that stuff. I'm more than happy to give them a good home. So please email me with anything, especially if you want a copy of this, of one of these books. And I hope everybody's having a good Sunday. I'm back to moving boxes to set up some bookcases. Hence, I think that's probably why it's so sweltering. Doing any little bit of exercise in this kind of climate and heat, it just takes it out of you, or takes it out of me now, especially with the long COVID. But anyway, I shall speak to everyone later. Take care.